forward, keeping your spine straight. And that right arm comes up into a twist. Tip your toes. And then gently roll.
2 days after my son was born, I got a call from my family doctor saying that they got the results from the biopsy and I did have breast cancer.
Bringing yourself up to seated.
It's supposed to be a very happy time, and of course also physically it was extremely hormonal. And then 2 days later I get a call basically saying you might die and you might not be here for your children. And so the clash of those two emotions, this sort of happiness about a new life and the possibility of dying and not being there for this new life, was really, really hard and sad and scary. Immediately I called Josh and he was at work and he said, okay, I'm coming home. And then I called my parents and my mom said, okay, I'm coming over with a bottle of gin. When I first met with my surgeon, he all in one sitting said, you're for sure gonna lose your breast. You have to wean your son. And we have a feeling that your cancer is invasive, meaning it's not just in my breast, but quite possibly in other parts of my body. So that was a really hard first meeting, quite scary and sad. It was hard to sort of be positive and focus on the joy of the baby because there was such a worry surrounding what was happening with me. And then this is probably a week or two after I got diagnosed. And Josh kind of jokes, he's like, well, you fake it really well. I know that that day I'd been crying quite a bit beforehand, so you gotta still try to stay positive for the kids and be enthusiastic about new baby and addition to the family. We have a family house in Vermont and my mother has a shaman there, and I really felt like I needed to see her before my surgery. So 2 days before my surgery we drove down. There's about a 4-hour drive. We brought the 2 kids. I went to see her and I said, I just need to know that I'm making the right decision by going through with the surgery. And she said, well, you know, we did a healing for everything that I had been through, and she said, you know, you kind of can look at it as like a sacrifice, you know, you're giving up a body part for your children and to sort of keep your family together. So it was good. It was super helpful. And she also said that, she's like, you know what, you're going to live a really long life. And so that was very encouraging too, because she said that, you know, obviously I kind of felt like it wasn't gonna kill me, right? At least not right now. If it comes back, you know, when I'm 90, it's not such a big deal. He is so strong. He can not only bend an iron bar with his bare hands, but he can tie knots in it. My son kept everything together for me, and because of him and also my daughter, I had to sort of somewhat keep it together, you know. I had to be there for them, and I couldn't just, you know, get very depressed and hide away, because I had to be a mother to my children. And, you know, through all of the hard and difficult aspects of the diagnosis and the process, it definitely kind of gravitated towards Chase and both of my children, just to sort of keep me happy and keep me going. So right before I went into the surgery room, the operating room, they say, do you need to use the restroom one more time? And physically didn't have to. So I said no, and then I said, actually, yes. And I went in, and there's a big mirror in the bathroom, and I just lifted off my gown and just sort of looked at myself, and I was like, okay, bye-bye, booby. Yeah, just sort of, I guess, one last look and feel. And I remember Josh saying, oh yeah, did you say goodbye that tumor? And I was like, no, I didn't even, I don't even want to give that tumor any attention. I was just saying goodbye to my breast. Okay, you have a good sleep, okay? Oh, sandwich, Chasey sandwich. Good.
All right.
Okay.
And you saw the new pajamas?
Yeah.
So those are good. Some women see it as almost as if something's missing. Taking a breast away from them in some ways sometimes makes them feel like they're not as feminine as they were. And it's almost worse in a way than someone who is losing a limb, because it's part of their femininity and how they've looked at themselves. And that's the way society has sort of set women up. This is a temporary prosthesis, which is weightless. It's just fiberfill. It allows a woman some dignity when she leaves the hospital so that both sides are even.
So I got rid of a lot of clothing just because I couldn't wear it anymore. But even stuff like this, so this was one of my favorite dresses that I wore a lot, sort of pre-cancer. I wore it even when I was pregnant, but because it's got a V-neck, I'm really self-conscious about showing any kind of cleavage. I think it's more me than anyone else. It suddenly doesn't feel as sexy to be in the shower or getting dressed. You know, it's not, you know, usually you have hopefully your partner kind of creeping in and, you know, flirting or saying hi or what are you doing, you know, and that wasn't happening as much. And so that was kind of saddening, just because, you know, that I think that's where it sort of hits home the most is when there's intimacy involved, and that's where it really feels, I feel the difference. So this is a great example of all the things I can't wear. The strapless is no bra, strapless, even one side I can't, you know, one-shouldered. Shirts or dresses I can't wear. In the change room, I had been chatting with some young girls about different yoga studios. I remember going to lift up my shirt and just I had a jaw drop. This young girl just, I think she just wasn't expecting it, you know, and kind of can't help but look, and I totally understand that. It's kind of human nature. We tend to stare when we see something that's out of the ordinary.
All right, so let's go and try these on. It doesn't have any padding, and I prefer that because that really gives me a good look. All right, so if you turn around and face the mirror, then I can see you. I suggest folding the plastic back, and then you always do this with your bra on.
Okay.
So what you do is you get it inside the prosthesis, inside the bra.
Yeah.
Center it in the cup, and then so with this, what happens is you can jump. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that. That is so you.
Yeah. Totally.
I finally have those pictures we were.
Oh, Josh will like those ones.
Yeah.
Itchy nipple.
But your scar is amazing.
That's so that I've been told that by a few people, including my
Exactly.
surgeon.
Yes.
He's quite happy with it, but
He did a nice job.
yeah.
He did a beautiful job.
Yeah. As much as I'm shy about it, it's actually a good feeling, like just to be out there, like this is what I am now.
Then why don't you pick on somebody bigger? I'll do that, screeched the grouchy ladybug.
I'm definitely self-conscious, but at the same time, I almost feel like it's a bit of a lesson for people, you know, because I'm so young and people don't expect younger women to have gone through breast cancer. I feel like a bit of an eye-opener. I'm sure some people just go, oh, what a freak, but I'm sure, you know, other people go, oh, wow, you know, that can happen to younger women. When something like this happens to you, you kind of can't help but reflect and evaluate your entire existence, really. But you got to take life by the hands and really, you know, enjoy it and do what you want to do. And the whole don't sweat the small stuff becomes quite evident very quickly. You really hold on to what's important, and all the other stuff, it sort of falls aside.